Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to A Real Deal Chat with Neil. I am your host, Neil, the Real Deal. Welcome. Happy Monday to each and every one of you, and thank you for joining. I know you could be anywhere tonight, but you choose to be here. Just a quick check with whoever is on right now. Just want to get a thumbs up. Just to say I'm on, so I can welcome you and I can send my thank you for joining us. You could just put a thumbs up. You could put hi Neil, whatever the case may be. So, ah, yes, Anna is on. One of my favorite people in the world. So let us get it started regardless of what. We're just waiting for this to download a little bit. Um, can you check and verify that everything is on? Let me just turn this around because I think I see the blue screen on my. I'm trying to see what's on my purview or view rather. See that blue screen on my face? Just checking. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do it at an angle like that. Okay. All right. Wonderful. All right. Check one, check two. Check one, check two. Want to ensure that we have enough viewers on before we get started. And we're about to get started in any minute now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to A Real Deal Chat with Neil. I am the Real Deal Neil. I just want to tell you thank you for joining us. Whoever is watching us, whoever is seeing us for the first time, I appreciate it. If you're rewatching this broadcast, I want to say I thank you very much for joining this show. This platform is, as you might or might not know, is geared for those who are tired of how things have been going, how we've been running our lives, our families, how we've been handling ourselves as human beings. Every week, that what I said, one of the things I wanted to start every week on this platform is recite a pledge. I want to recite a pledge every week, ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that we have an agreement and an understanding in terms of what we're doing here. For those who are joining us, please go ahead and click what's up, hello, just so I know who's on. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me on A Real Deal Chat with Neil. Okay. On today's show, we're gonna talk about lies, how men lie to women, how women lie to themselves. How I do these things or how I do my broadcast and my show is that I do it a little bit unorthodox than most people do shows. I didn't want to do something that everyone is doing. I wanted to do it in a way where there's some kind of understanding in terms of how we do things and the direction that we're going. That way we both meet at the same place at the same time. But I wanted to do it in a way where, it's in layman terms. It's in a way you can understand it. I could just come up here and say, all men lie and all women just lie to themselves. But you have to understand how we got here and why we are where we are, based on certain things that have happened over the decades, a few decades, in relationships, especially black relationships, where now there's just a level of mistrust amongst us where we can't even coexist. And there are things happening right now in our present time that is preventing us from moving forward and for us to get where we need to be, where we need to be stronger than the media is making us seem and how the numbers say we are, because statistics don't lie. We've been dealing with a situation where there are a lot of single women, single mothers, single families out there. And there are a lot of people that want to be together, but somehow they can't seem to get it together. So I'm going to recite my pledge first. It's what I do on every show, so you understand where I'm coming from and the respect I'm giving you. So the pledge goes as follows. I am a human being. I am not better. I'm not smarter, nor am I the greatest human being on earth. I am just a man. I am a black man one with frailties and flaws, like all humans on this planet. I have never had the perfect life, but I've been fortunate to have the experiences that mold me even more, and even more fortunate to learn from those experiences. I don't know everything because I know I don't know everything. And for that reason, I am on this journey to learn, and I'm willing to learn from those willing to teach me. I am on this journey for to be the best version of myself, and part of this journey includes me sharing what I have learned. And my hope is that, hello, Jackie, my hope is that you are willing to embark on this journey with me to be the best version of you. That is my pledge. That's a pledge that I'm going to recite every week for those who are willing to listen. Hello, Miss Gilbert. It's a pleasure seeing you and joining. Heard about your new change in life. I congratulations, by the way, and thank you for moving closer to us. Anyway, it's a pleasure having you guys on, and I want to thank everyone who has decided to join us. Um, this is something that I've always wanted to do. Like I said, I just recited a pledge. Jackie, you heard a little bit of it. That pledge I'm reciting every week. I wanted everybody to know what, the energy that I'm bringing um, to this platform and why I'm doing it. So I'm doing this because, as bad as things are and as tough as things are, I'm not giving up on this world. I'm not giving up on this world. I'm not giving up on my people, on my black males out there, my Jamaican males. I'm not giving up on Jamaica or America because, either place, my ancestors paid way too much to get it going and get it where it is. Um, it's time for us to be more honest, and this platform is about honesty, about transparency, and how we're going to deal with it on a daily basis, and not run from it, not run from the truth and all the things that we need to deal with, so we can be better human beings and better um, fathers, mothers, specifically from my perspective, a father, husband, grandfather, and a friend. So we know to get certain things out of the way. I can only speak for heterosexual males, and I'm speaking to women and those who want better relationships, those who need to be in a relationship and have been having a hard time, and those in a relationship who find it very difficult to coexist and to, move beyond just okay, we're having problems, but we need to be better. So my job is to improve relationships on all levels, not only on a couple, when it comes to couples, man and woman, but when it comes to relationship with family members, friends, even your coworkers. That's what I want to deal with, but it starts with interpersonal skills and us dealing with each other. But I target mostly couples because those are the ones I speak to the most on a daily basis. Couples and singles who want a better relationship and want a better way of living in today's society, in this modern society where a lot of people want, with the modernity mixed with the traditional. um when I talk in general frame, in a general frame, in a general way. So sometimes I'll say certain things and people will say, well, Neil, not everybody's like that. Well, yes, I know not everybody's like that. There's always exceptions, but the rule is the rule. The rule is not the exception. We deal with the rule. Generalization sometimes comes with dealing with the rule. So while there is exceptions, I speak from a general rule perspective where most people think, and I speak from a black male perspective where we want to say certain things but we're scared. So I'm going to try to speak for them, and those who want to defend themselves, they can do so accordingly. I am here to say that our role has been diminished. And now today's topic is about lying. How men lie to women and women lie to themselves. It's been that way for as long as I can remember. We have dealt with that, where men are just known as natural liars. And the black woman's role, in it, sometimes they pretend like they don't lie, but for the most part, while they do lie, they more lie to themselves than they lie to each other. I mean, lie to themselves than they lie to their counterpart, the male gender. Um, and we're gonna deal with that, but we're gonna deal with that from a different perspective than most people would probably just come on there and say, "Hey, men lie, women lie." No, no, we're not gonna deal. We're gonna go through a format, and let's start the show, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. If you have that, we'll have the start. We have to have the title of the show. I mean, the intro of the show play. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have something to drink. You know how it is. I am a drinker. It's what I do. You don't have to drink wine or liquor like I do. I love Cabernet. Uh, you know, I'm a Cabernet Sauvignon fan. So that's my favorite drink, and I drink during my show. It keeps me focused. Um, so as a Caribbean man, as a Jamaican man, we've heard about us lying about everything, that we are liars and whatever. But the world is a little bit more complex than just us lying. Most of the time, when we so-called lie, it's not. Most men don't lie just to lie. They lie typically for two things: to keep the peace, protect the peace, or to get peace. You understand where I'm coming from, and that's what we do. Men don't just go out and lie. Now you have the ones that are, they're just compulsive liars. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for me and the good men and the men of substance out there, because that's who I speak for. I don't speak for men who want to run around and cheat. I don't speak for men who want to play games. I speak for the good men of substance out there who want a relationship, a flourishing relationship, and be good men in their society, leaders in their community, and want to be the best version of himself, have a purpose in life, have something that they're looking forward in the future, and they want to be respected by their peers, and they are respected by their peers and their community. However, the modern man, where I see things are going, it's getting worse. It's getting really bad. I mean, you can't even. It's like it's easier or more respected to call yourself a dog or a pimp or than a gentleman. I mean, I can't even walk around. I call myself a gentleman, a distinguished gentleman. Whoever know me, that's how I refer to myself. I'm not a dog. I'm not a pimp. I'm not a player. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I'm a son. Okay, and I need to be respected as such. So I believe in how you title yourself, how you carry on, and however you want to conduct yourself is how people are going to treat you. So you very rarely will hear me say stuff like, "Yeah, I'm a player. I'm the boss." I don't do that. I want a positive view on who I am, and I would like people to address me as such. So for that reason, I say I let people know I am a gentleman, and a gentleman first. That's what I do. That's what I am. That's who I am. And so what I've seen though, I'm gonna start with the men first, ladies. I know you're gonna love that, especially Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Um, what we're seeing here is that things have gotten worse and worse for some of the men out there. I mean, it's like I don't know what it is. It's like things have changed to the point where they don't even care about representing themselves in a positive manner. It seems like for men and women, the unhealthy way of describing themselves, of carrying themselves, is what's widely accepted and what's respected amongst our community. They don't realize that the society has programmed them to act and be a certain way and conduct themselves a certain way. Our language used to be focused on family and nature and respect of community. We used to be leaders of our own castles, men. But it seems like lately the women are taking the mantle and running with it. They are trying to be the leaders of the home. Some of us are taking a back burner role, stepping back and allowing it. And for that reason, a lot of you have lost the respect of your woman. You've lost the respect of your community. And most of it is because of how society has treated you, but you have not been smart enough and educated enough or aware enough to see it, acknowledge it, and make this the proper adjustment. A lot of you have failed in that aspect. Allow this society to change you in the worst way. You, for the most part, from what I've seen, ladies and gentlemen, for the most part, men have been too focused on the wrong things. Yes, that's what they've been focused on. They're not focused on financial building. They're not. Every time they see a woman, they want to smash anything that crosses their path without any kind of long-term commitment when it comes to actually carrying our legacy forward. None of that matters anymore. It just seems like we don't care anymore about how we're perceived in our community. That these long-term commitments, when they're actually done right, they they can build a good family structure. This is how men are dressing nowadays. This is how this is what's changing the men. We have sold our masculinity to refurbish it. We have refurbished our masculinity when it comes to gender, our gender counterparts, to the so-called masculine celebrities out there. And these masculine celebrities are athletes, rappers, they're musicians, and this is how they're dressing now. And it's an okay thing. It's being accepted around our society that men now if we wear a dress. You're a grown man and you're wearing a dress. I'm sorry, there are gender roles for a reason. Painting nails. And again, if this is who you are when it comes to LGBT Q community, that's fine. But these are men who are representing us and saying that they are the new masculine male. They're the ones now that should run families. They're the ones that are husbands, fathers. And I'm sorry, I just can't. Now is when I start looking at things and going, okay, I get it. This is why a lot of these men who are raised by single women, single mothers, are accepting this as normal when it's not. Now, again, I am not talking about those who are, those of you who are, LGBTQ, those are who that's your choice to be, transgender or whatever. I'm talking about these are supposedly our heroes. Our modern kids are looking at these football players, basketball players, these rappers, these musicians who are wearing dresses as heroes, people to emulate. And we're missing what we're missing. And those of us who are good, I consider myself a man of substance, who are trying to speak up, get drowned out by these professionals in the limelight who have the platform to speak and show. And I mean, you have rappers dressing as dresses and lipstick and all that and saying, oh, it's fashion. No, it's not. People are looking. I mean, if you're at least like the Lil Nas person, whatever, he's gay and he's doing his thing. That's fine. But at least you know where he's coming from. He makes it known who he is. But a lot of these guys are married, and they're putting out like this is the new fashion, and these young men are eating it up because nobody's there, and a lot of times the fathers aren't there to tell them that this is not how we behave because the mothers kick them out of home. It's the truth. I have seen more men in the past year or two with purses walking around. Now, growing up, my father used to carry the pouch thing, but he was a police and he used to have him gun in it and a whole bunch of stuff. But this is not a pouch that men are. I mean, they literally have straps walking around with the purses, and most of it empty. It's just fashion. It's not anything made. None of them are no businessman or whatever. It's just fashion. You come into a party and you're wearing a purse. I'm sorry, you're wearing a purse. In Jamaica, at one point, they had a literal shortage of women's jeans pants. Women's jeans pants there was a limited shortage for women. They couldn't find it anymore. And then you had these men walking around in these tight pants and out dressing the woman. Something that was relegated to just women and women alone. See, men had a way to dress. And we used to dress those way to represent who we are and what we are. Men were men back in the days. This is how they're looking now. Look at how we used to dress and look how they're looking now. Is this how you want your sons to walk around? Effeminate? In every which way? And calling it masculine? No wonder women aren't respecting the men nowadays. No wonder a lot of them act more masculine than us. And we question why women act the way they are and are the way they are. It's time for us to be accountable, men. It's time for us to call out these men and say, this is not cool. This is not what we represent. Yeah, you represent your side. Just make certain you make everybody know, say, hey, this is just me. This is not how we as men need to be dressing. Say that's your fashion. Stop trying to normalize it because it's not normal. I don't care what nobody says. No woman is going to respect a man who dresses that way. I'm sorry. They might respect it because it looks like he has money. But as a leader, as a masculine alpha male, even though I don't like the word alpha too much, these men aren't respected enough and will not gain the respect to be a leader in their own home, much less their own community. Women speak more assertive than us recently and make more money than a lot of us. And I know why. Because a lot of you men create the environment for women to treat you the way they do. You lie to women. And these women, no, go around and lie to themselves. All you do is walk around, a lot of you, and you go around looking for the least common denominator when it comes to women, like the least of them. You manipulate them, you lie to them, and then you smash, according to you, and leave a toxic outlook on good men out there who are looking to uphold an image of greatness amongst our gender and race. Yes, I'm talking to some of you men out there who are not just honest. There's a lot of women that will deal with your honesty, and you can still do whatever promiscuous lifestyle you want by just being honest. But a lot of you lie to these women just to get what you want, knowing that you're just there for a temporary situation and not a permanent commitment. And then you wonder why women look at us the way they do. You're making us men who are trying our best to uphold a good reputation. You're making us look bad. And I will not stand for it. I will speak up for us. Some of us don't want to speak up because we can't tired of it or whatever. We give up. And then there's some of us like me who, listen, I have a grandson and I want to leave a legacy for him to live up to. I want him to know that his grandfather did everything to make him look like the best black man in this world, has the most opportunity, has the best avenue to succeed, that I was there for him to educate him on how to deal with the fairer sex, how to conduct himself as a gentleman in this society, and how to be the best version of himself. That's what I'm here to do. That's why I have this platform. So, when we talk about lying about man and woman, now, men just lie. It is what we do. Now, most of the time we lie about the small things, and women, they always say lie about the big things. But men lie. But the biggest lie we have told ourselves is that we are accountable for how we have done things wrong. The society is changing in the wrong way. Check this out.
If whites are involved in their genetic survival and they are threatened by black male masculinity, then it will occur, I have to reduce his masculinity. Yeah, we just recently had the president at Morehouse have to say the male students cannot wear high heel shoes and dresses and carry purses. So something is happening, again, within the total context of a system of racism, white supremacy. Neely Fuller, who wrote the textbook for victims of racism a number of years ago, in the late mid-70s, He used to say in the system, because he was the first person to talk about racism as a system. And he said that as the system of racism, white supremacy moves on, the system is going to have black men wearing dresses. Now, to hear that in the 70s, people said, oh, this is way out. And here we are. You see, there's some black pediatricians who are saying we are developing epidemic levels of the effeminization of young black males. I say the pants sagging down is just a subconscious invitation for homosexuality. You see, it's revealing the buttocks. See, so the pants are getting lower and lower and lower. The next step is to step out of the pants altogether. And so you step out of the pants, you're going to put on a dress. The effeminization is an essential ingredient of white genetic survival. And the only thing that can prevent it is black people becoming conscious or becoming determined that this is not going to happen to them, because if the black men are destroyed, then the black people are gone, and we have the state of genocide.
A state of genocide, ladies and gentlemen, a state of genocide. That's what we're dealing with. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm trying to warn people, because if we look back in the 90s, if you were in the 90s like me, out partying, enjoying life, working in the corporate world, you know, because I was an investment broker, so I saw the corporate world. I saw people with money. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it very clearly. All the way you see men are dressing now, and again, respect to the gay community, but all the gay men used to dress that way in the 90s. And wrongly so. Our black men, our Jamaican men, used to chastise them. We used to look down on them, and a lot of them used to even threaten to kill them, which was stupid. And look at them now. All of them dress just like the gay male of the 90s. It's an amazing thing that you guys don't even realize. Check back and look back. Look at all the videos of the men in San Francisco. And again, I give it up to the gay community. They did their thing, and they sold you, a lot of you. If you're gay, respect. Respect is due. I have nothing but respect for you. But you heterosexual male who used to disrespect them, used to threaten them, and now dress like them, you need to check yourselves. All you're doing is walking around and this fake thing about you're in a new fashion stage. No, you're dressing like the gay men of the 90s. And again, I say it with respect to the gay men of the 90s, because they were fashion forward for them. So all you wearing the same tight pants. All you wearing, you know, the long down earrings. All you wearing, carrying around purses. Yeah, the gay men of the 90s did that. And all this super masculinity that you're showing, hyper masculinity that you're showing now. Try and cover up that you're acting like them. You're doing your male your male brothers and sons and brothers, sons, and nephews. You're doing them a disfavor. Because right now, all I've seen is men transferring in a kind of effeminate nature in how they're conducting themselves. And it's no wonder why the women are more aggressive, more assertive, and doing so much better than when it comes to interaction, interpersonal skills, when it comes to running our household, when it comes to running business now. Because a lot of you men have fallen off the wagon, so to speak. You fell short of being men, leaders of a community. Running your household and being good examples to your sons and your nephews and your grandsons and those who emulate and respect and want to learn from you. You're slipping. And I'm seeing it drastically change more and more. Yes, women have and we're going to get to the women. But yes, it's tough out there when it comes to dealing with women because they're more aggressive than even ever before. They're making just as much, if not more, money than us, and their standards are really ridiculous in most cases. You know, they're confused in terms of having double standards of what they want. However, you still have to do your job. You still have to be the man you are destined to be. Not walk around here with this pretentious behavior, trying to smash everything, mistreating women and creating a toxic environment for these women who come around, and good men out there, good men of substance, are getting the pushback, the mistreatment, being called trash, being mistreated and saying there's no good men, when there's a lot of us out here looking for that stable relationship. We want to treat women like we want to be treated, but we want to treat them on the highest level of respect and honor them. Be honest. Be transparent. I don't care if you just want to smash. Stop with the foolish lies. Now let's get to the woman. Yeah, because you see, every time I talk about men, women would be like, oh, yeah. But the second I talk about women, it's a problem. And I'm going to give you examples where women have fell short. You see, men are liars. They're liars. But you women, you coddle a lot of these liars. You don't keep them accountable. What you do, because you want to keep things, you want to keep the man, or you want to go around like everything is perfect, you lie to yourselves. And then when you get hurt, you cry foul. But a lot of you lie to yourselves. A lot of you walk around with this hypocrisy of what you think you deserve when the reality says otherwise. The woman I'm talking about, yes, you're not absolved from this. Your accountability gene, however, has been removed from a lot of modern women. Your accountability gene has been removed from your genetic makeup. See, most of you think way higher than yourselves than what you really are. And I get it. You know, it's a decade of the woman where everybody wants to be, they want to manifest things, and, you know, they want to, you know, have a voice, and that's fine. Nothing is wrong with having a voice. Nothing is wrong with being in the limelight and being on the same level as men. I am a feminist. I want women to be equal, but I want there to be a certain level of accountability for that equality. And a lot of you don't want that. You want to walk around here and say, hey, so you're the woman, and you don't make each other accountable. You don't look at the other one. See, men could look at each other and say, yo, you're wrong, like I'm doing right now. A lot of times we'll look at it, yo, you treat her wrong. You did wrong. You need to apologize. You need to make it better. You women, when you see your counterparts lying to themselves, doing wrong, doing things that they're not supposed to do, a lot of times you're not honest with each other. I'm going to show you a couple examples. See, you guys are going to think I picked these out of random. No, these videos I'm about to play, I had to choose which one was the better ones to play. I had to choose which video would be best to relay, or the kind of message that I wanted to send out. So when you see this, you're going to be like, oh, Neil just trying to... No, I talk to women over and over, single women. And these videos and these clips are exactly how a lot of them are. Watch this. Because a lot of times,
Hello, how are you?
Making stuff up.
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. So what? Is all men not shit, or do women choose wrong?
Yeah, most of them ain't shit, but it's like you gotta do what you need to do to have it done. I need that bag secured. I'm already down. Why I want to be down with a dude that's down also? That makes no sense.
So you already want your bag secure. You gotta have a bag. Like what do you need? What do you need from him? Like
I need to have my own car. You need to have your own car. 3-4 bedroom house.
3-4 bedroom house.
Yeah, like I need to bring.
Does he have to make all that happen, or what? How does that?
Yeah. Why would you not make that happen? That's what the man's supposed to do.
Damn. So what are you bringing to the table? If he gotta get the houses, he gotta get this big ass house. Like,
What am I bringing to the table?
Yeah.
I showed up to the table. I graced your table with my presence. What do you mean?
Man, everything you said makes no damn sense at
How
all.
does that not make sense? When if a man be materialistic and just want the woman, then it's okay. But if a woman want it, it's different. Like that. That makes no sense.
The only
Now you're gonna look at that and say, "Oh no, Neil, that's just she, Neil. That's just her." I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. A lot of these women exist. I've spoken to a lot of them, and sometimes I'm very honest, but a lot of times I have to be brutally honest, and I've been brutally honest to a few. I have to. Because what has happened is she doesn't have anybody walking around telling her, no, you can't do that. No, you can't ask for that. No, you need to be better at that. No, you can't, you don't deserve that. What about what you mean by your presence is enough? What about you? You need to bring something. I don't like the whole bring something to the table conversation, but we're having that conversation. And she was asked the question, why would you answer that? Grace with your presence of what? See, I could be rude and talk about her weight and all that. I'm not even talking about her weight. But she's demanding something. If you can put her weight aside, she's demanding something without giving anything back, even if a man wanted her. If that was even possible. That is how she responded. This is a dating show now. A guy asking her so she can find. She's demanding that the man brings a bag. And he asked her simply, well, what are you going to bring? And I'm going to grace you with my presence. And you think she's alone. Watch this.
Deb, where you calling us from?
From Florida.
Florida in the bills. How old are you?
I'm 29. I'm about to be 30 in a week.
Happy birthday on the way. Okay, you have any kids?
I have 2 daughters. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Same dad?
Yes.
Okay, was you once married?
No, our first daughter, we had 3 months into us talking. And the second daughter I had with him, we weren't even together. We just were still messing around a month in because I wanted another kid, but I didn't want another father. So I was like, we need to have another baby now.
All right, so you had a baby a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not with this guy anymore.
No, but there's a situation. So we live together, but we're not together. But we've lived together and we haven't been together for some time.
Okay.
Yeah,
when was the last time you two were intimate?
Months ago. Maybe 8-9 months ago.
So that's not 2 years ago.
No. But
so after you had the baby, you guys have been intimate since?
Yeah, twice or 3 times.
Okay. Any deal breakers? Now, things that you won't date?
I won't date guys that are chubby because I'm chubby. So I can't. It's the friction for me. I can't do it. We're both gonna get.
But how are you gonna require? Okay, continue.
I need a thin, tall guy. Well, tallish guy, taller than me, but thin.
Yes. So now you're going to probably say, Neil, you're choosing these women, whatever. That was another dating show. That was Kendra G on IG. Okay. I watch her a lot. She has a very nice platform where these people call in, men and women, and they try to look for dates. Hi, Jamil. Hi, Karen. Karen, you're right. It is a millennial thing, but a lot of these women nowadays are adapting and adopting that mindset. But you're absolutely right. Welcome to A Real Deal Chat with Neil, ladies and gentlemen. You see, on that one, I actually made a comment on it. I made a comment on that platform, and I got attacked. I don't have the time to go through all of them because I had removed it after a while. But I got attacked because I pointed out how do I say this? The hypocrisy of what she was asking, of what she was doing, and the fact that a lot of these women out there do That's what they ask for. They usually ask for things that they would never accept if a man did it or asked for it. Now, mind you, Kendra G didn't catch it first, but she caught it later on, and she literally told the lady, "No, I can't." I got to give her credit. Kendra G said, "No, I can't. I can't equal you up with nobody. You're living with the man. How dare you expect to? If this was a man who said he's living with his baby mother, and she had 2 kids with the man, didn't marry him, didn't demand marriage, didn't expect marriage, and still live with him, and now she's demanding not only a guy to date, but she doesn't want a guy her size. No, she thinks, no, she knows she deserves that kind of guy. And who cares if she's chubby? She better not be chubby. And when I said, ladies, I said this lady has a lot of hypocrisy in what she's questioning. And the ladies attacked me and said, "Oh, you're just bashing women. Why women can't have what men have? Why they can't?" You wouldn't even accept it from a man. Why would you accept it from your own genders? The same behavior. No man will ever tell you that it's right. He might laugh at it. If a man say another man do it, he might laugh at it and say, "Man, you crazy. Nah, I would never do that, blah, blah, blah." But no man will ever say, yeah, bro, that's a good way to deal with your woman, your baby mama. And yeah, that's how to bring a new woman in. No man would ever accept that. But they had women accepting it and telling me that I was wrong. That's why I chose that clip. Because I comment on a few of her videos. And she has a very good platform. But just to show you a level of hypocrisy there. I mean, if you looked at that and there was a man that said that, he would be crucified. But I realize that, yeah, the double standard I don't have a problem with double standards, by the way. I think double standards is just part of life. But when it's so blaringly, the hypocrisy is so blaring, you have to speak up and accept it. Accept it on both sides. I don't have a problem with that either. But we know that most women would not accept that kind of behavior. We would never accept it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Whoever has joined us, hello, and it's a pleasure to have you on board with us. So I'm not here, like I said, first half an hour, most women weren't on here. Most people weren't on here, women or men, but most people weren't on here and realized that I gave this to the men. I said the men are irresponsible in the way they lie to women. Now I'm dealing with women on the second half of our show and how women lie to themselves. How they set up themselves for failure when it comes to relationships. So this other video, there's this woman. Her clip went viral on Facebook, and that's how I see it. Again, I have these conversations with women. Actually, somebody brought me on this particular woman and what she was posting. And I watched it, and I was watching it in awe. She went on a rant. And listen, I get it. It's tough out there. It is tough, ladies and gentlemen. It is tough. But there is no reason to bash either gender because we're both culpable. The problem is most men will say, yeah, we're culpable. Most women that I've been friends and so, they will tell you, no, it's always a man's fault. And it's not the case. It's not the case. It doesn't work that way. Most men are married. They want to get married. They want a functional relationship. We want one woman for the most part. We just want peace and peace, like I always say. So this woman, I want you to, it's going to be a little bit, but it's going to be entertaining. This went viral on Facebook. I tried to comment on this, but I said, nah, let me leave it alone because I had already been attacked from the other one. But this one, we'll sum it all up.
Salam, peace and greetings to all my beautiful black queens and my handsome black kings. I'm coming to you as humble as I possibly can. I'm telling you, I've been on a 10-year journey, really. 10-year journey to find out what happened to black love. What happened to the art of when boy meet girl. I was forced to raise 4 children on my own, and I did so as a single working mother. So didn't have time to fall in love. Yes, I was married before, but I was married out of convenience because I got pregnant. I never fell in love with a man. You know, you can't tell your heart who to love. You just can't. You know, at some point you have to mature past that. But here's the dilemma. When I was ready to get out there and date, once I got my divorce all finalized in 2013, well, I got an epiphany. I got an epiphany like, whoa, we changed. We changed as a black race. Our ancestors who fought so bravely, who gave their lives in order for us to express our unification. If we choose to be segregated, that was an option. You know, the unity between a black man and a black woman was prevalent in our communities back then. It really was. I was part of it. Of course, you know, some didn't work out, but there was still mutual respect for the children's sake. And we're allowing the likes of these Kevin Samuels, which are scammers, wholeheartedly, that was smart enough to actually look into the insecurities of our black people, particularly our black men, because black women were always tasked with a lot of duties and a lot of responsibilities. So we always thought logically. It used to be a time when men used to think more logically than women. But roles have definitely reversed. And I truly believe it's a lot to do with technology, a lot to do with, you know, our smart devices and things like that. So we don't have to work towards gaining something that a lot of us feel like should be just given to us. You know, just like respect. Respect is earned. It's not given. And that's always been the case. That's not going to change. I wish a lot of you Kevin Samuel followers out there use that 7th sense that God bless you with, along with the 6th sense you already have, and that's called common sense. But I'm realizing common sense is not as common. How could you be a relationship expert or a motivational speaker when you always speaking about hate? It's not possible. And that's what the Kevin Samuels do. But you Kevin Samuel followers taking it to a different level, and you're going to lose. You're definitely going to lose. You're going to be out there alone when Kevin Samuel reign is finally end.
Now, I know there's a lot of Kevin Samuel haters out there. Let me preface it by saying this. I'm going to preface it by saying this, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you for joining us. My name is Neil. I'm a human being. I'm a man. And yes, I listen to people. Everybody. Anything you have to share with me, I'll listen. There's not one human being on this earth that I'll hear, and I'll get to the point, that I'll hear you tell me something, and I believe every single thing you say, and think everything you say is gospel. And that includes Kevin Samuels. Not even my own mother. I listen to 100% and believe everything she said. Not even my own mother do I say she's absolutely right in every case. And that's the same with Kevin Samuels. Now we're going to get into what she's talking about. You see, what if from a surface point of view, she sounds great. But I'm going to talk about the holes in our story and where she went wrong. Because that video went viral on Facebook. So much that there was so many women called, yeah, girl. I call them a rah-rah woman. Yeah, girl. Good for you. You say the right thing. Yeah, you good. And still, if anybody paid attention, there was no accountability when it comes to women, no accountability when it comes to her. And only thing she talked about was black men and Kevin Samuels. You see, the thing about me and when you talk to me and people who call me is that don't think you're going to call me and have a conversation with me and I'm just going to go, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're good. No, I'm going to ask you questions. And a lot of times you're not going to like the questions that I ask, because I try to teach women how to ask questions when it goes to date and learning and courting a man, so they can understand and get the right information. And I do the same when I talk to women, whether you're married or whether you're single trying to find somebody. So I'm very, very specific in my questioning. And a lot of people will overlook what she says because they didn't see through the BS that it's pure BS. Because I was quite disappointed that this video got so popular, because she started out by saying that she raised 4 children on her own as a single working mother. Oh my God, I feel for her. You see, did she use that trigger word for you? No, the single mother's trigger word. Yes, women use it a lot. Now, while you have sympathy, I'm with you. Okay, we're gonna get into that, Tracy. Hello, thank you for joining us. But while you're saying poor thing, if you listen closely, you heard what she said. She said she got married out of convenience after she got pregnant, which was the right thing to do. She created a stable home for a 2-parent home for her children, but she got divorced. She chose to leave. She made it clear that she chose to leave. She chose to leave the man. And she bore 3 more kids for the man. And this was in 2013. Now, Kevin, if I can't remember, but I don't remember seeing Kevin Samuels anywhere in 2013. She left her man. A single mother with 4 kids out there. And let's be honest, this video is because she can't find a man. Let's be honest. Can we be honest, ladies and gentlemen? This video is really because she realized that she has an epiphany, she said. She went out there trying to date and trying to find love. But those days are over. Yes. I think her point was the days of meeting someone organically are gone. Was it really ever that easy? Is it, Karen, what she's saying, what a lot of people miss, is that she had a relationship that she admitted that she wasn't in love with, but she went along with, which is fine. But why are you blaming Kevin Samuels for a decision you made in 2013 for leaving him with 4 kids? Now, I don't know I'm sure if she was abused, she would have said, I was abused. So obviously, I know women use that. If they have that in their grab bag, they're going to use it. So she didn't say anything about that. She made a choice to leave. We already know that 80% of divorces are filed by women. And she said, when I finalized my divorce, she never said when he divorced me. She chose to leave him. And now she comes out, and you're so right, because I just said it. She realized that the competition out there is hard. And she blamed technology because women out there, they're on Facebook, they're doing surgery, doing all of this stuff. And she realized, I have 4 kids and I can't find the love that I want. We are so used to being together. No. She did that, Tracy. She did. It's obvious in that, and I've watched, I'm going to send you the entire clip. But instead of being accountable and saying, you know what, I make mistakes, I made the wrong mistake and going with the wrong guy, and then I should have had 3 more kids for the guy, and then I left him instead of working through with him and see if I can find the love that I deserve, I left him. It was my choice. And now it's hard out there. It's really hard to find a good man, but I'm out here. I'm a good woman. I'm going to work out. I'm not even going to touch on her weight because she's a pretty girl. I'm not going to even touch on the big tattoo on her chest because she can't cover that up. I'm going to touch on the attitude. I'm going to touch on how she conduct herself. I'm going to touch on her perspective, on perception, on calling black men out because they didn't choose her. And I find a lot of women do that. That's kind of modern woman that I've seen lately. And I'm going to be honest. Yes, I speak truth to power. That's what's been going on and nobody wants to address it. And if you're in the first half, ladies and gentlemen, you'd hear me talk about black men and their flaws and issues that we're dealing with them that they don't address. Now I'm calling out the women. Accountability to each other. Somebody should have told her, listen, before you leave that man, make certain Make certain that you're making the right decision and know that it's not as easy out there. But see, women won't call out other woman. They won't. They're more rah than they'll call out other woman because I don't want to make her feel bad. No, she can get anything she wants. See, women out there, and I wish I had a piece of paper to show you. You see, a lot of women out there, they walk around with this idea that everything is set out and ready for them. This is the world for them. This is all the available men, and they're like, no, I don't want this. Don't forget this. This is what I deserve because I don't care how I look, talk, act, behave. Forget that I'm a wife. I'll be a wife when he comes to me because I know Boaz. They said he's coming. So this amount of man, and then every one of you run after this amount of man. This is the piece of men that everybody want. They don't realize that men, as a whole, they also have standards. No, we're not supposed to have standards. We have standards. What are you talking about? Accept me for me. I'm perfect. I'm a queen. I'm a diva. Accept me. How dare you ask for more? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do ask for more. And that's why a lot of you get used, abused, and refused. That's why a lot of you confuse a temporary hookup to a permanent possible relationship and marriage. That's why a lot of you run. And I blame the man them too, because there's a lot of men that fool you and lie to you and make you think that you're worth your weight in salt and gold. And I'm going to be honest, you choose the wrong man. You don't ask the right questions and you're quick to make the wrong decisions. And when you're called on those decisions, I don't have a problem with people making mistakes. We all make mistakes. But don't blame the men for that. And that's what she did. I've yet to hear her say, yeah, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have left that man so quickly. I bore 4 kids for them. You know how many women I talk to that have kids from men? And I said, well, why don't you try to marry him? Oh, hell no. I'll never marry that man. But you gave him the greatest gift a woman can give a man, which is a child. The greatest gift a woman can give a man is a child. Shared DNA. Create a human being. And then when I ask you about marriage, you act like it's the worst thing in the world, but you commit 18 years and more to sleep with him and have a baby for him. And then all of a sudden, that's an issue. And I have no problem with people doing that. Just be accountable for that decision. Accept it. The mistake, Tracy, is not the child. The mistake is not the birth of her 4 kids. The mistake she made, 2 of them, is that she decided to choose this man to not have 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Not 3, but 4, rather. And then, after she's done all that, she decides to divorce him. Then she goes out in the market, sexual marketplace, and demand that a man better take her on and her 4 kids. And when it didn't happen, she trash man online publicly, saying the black men have issues out there. They're not hooking up like they used to. They're not doing, the respect is not there. BS. Woman, you are on the lower level of choices when it comes to an acceptable mate. Yes, you are on that level. You're down here. There's like 20 other women that we can, 95% other women that we can choose before you. And you have to be honest. I can't go around, listen, if P. Diddy, I'm not saying he's the best looking dude, he's not the worst looking dude, I don't know. But I can comparatively say, okay, me and P. Diddy is standing in our room. He will absolutely get all the attention and I will get none. Why? Because he's higher on the totem pole than I am. He's a better match than I am. In women's eyes, he's more attractive. Let's be honest. I can't sit or go around and talk about me at 10. Oh, me and P. Diddy, we're on the same level. We can get the same woman. See, until you women understand this, then you'll stop lying to yourselves. And men will stop lying to you, and you'll be like, oh, me not allow no man to lie to me. That's how it's done, women. This is the honesty you need to hear. A lot of you don't want to hear it. I get it. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. But when you stop falling for the nonsense, you'll stop falling for the lies. You'll ask the right questions. I give women a list of questions to ask men on dates. I started writing that up and started giving it to some people. And so, listen, these are the questions you ask to get the right answer, instead of you get too far into it, falling for the lies and lying to yourself that, oh, that's not a red flag. He really likes me. Ask some simple questions in the courting phase. That way you can get the right answer and move forward in the right way. That way you don't make those mistakes. And if you do make those mistakes, you can own it and say, okay, I missed that one, which happens. It happens. It happens. Trust me, there's a way to this. There's a lot of people getting married nowadays. People can't talk about, oh, people not get married. No, 6,300 marriage a day. Still happening today. So all the people who are telling me, oh, there's no good men out there. No, 400,000 more black men are married than black women, meaning they're marrying somebody. So you can't say it's the black man. Sorry. Can't do it. Got to be accountable. What are we doing wrong? Black men want to marry black women. 80% of they say 87%, I think a survey was told, that they prefer their own race. And the older you get, it's the more difficult it gets, because you have baggage. We all have baggage. We all have to question, ourselves and our, like you said, our insecurities, and say, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. We have to give somebody a chance. Yes, Karen, yeah, absolutely. Vet accordingly. Now, don't be unrealistic, but you have to vet. And listen, like I said to one woman who tell me so she's dating a guy, and I'm like, she was 2 months in dating. I'm like, okay, so what's his last name and how many what's the name of his kids? And she couldn't tell me. I'm like, how could you not know that? You didn't ask. Oh, I didn't want to impose too much. I didn't want him to think that I'm going to do a background check on him. Why not? Isn't that what Google's for? Why not? I mean, the most you can do is, I don't say run when you find out the background check, but especially if you have kids, do your due diligence and make the intelligent decision whether this person is right for you. You have to do the work. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. They want it all laid out for them, pretty on a table. And when it comes to this world that we live in, you have to do the work. And again, I don't only talk about women who are trying to meet men nowadays. I also talk about women who are with men. And if you're with a man right now and a man is with you, and he's still there, he's a good man of substance, because he's still there. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be perfect, but he's there. He's there. Men say what you want to hear, because most of them realize that you cannot handle the truth about yourselves. And when it comes to lying, when it comes to being honest, let's be honest, a lot of women cannot handle when a man tells them exactly what they're thinking. I'm talking to the ladies who are in relationships. When you're married, you dread hearing no from your husband, or that's not right, or no, I don't think that's the best way to do it. A man must lie to you just to keep the peace, because if he dares to tell you the truth, if he dares tell you that, hey, the food's salty, you need a couple of cooking lessons, my girl. If he dares tell you, hey, you're not dressed appropriately still, I'm not like how you dress still, your size, for your size, that's not right. Or, baby, you need to lose a little weight because you're a little weighty. If he dares tell you the sex life is not as good, can we try something new? Can we spruce it up a little bit, spice it up a little bit? If he dares. A lot of you women go on rampage mode. Yeah, that's how I talk. Ask my wife. That's how I talk to her too. And I tell her the same thing. I expect her to tell me the same. See, women are afraid of the transparency. Men are afraid to approach women with the transparency. And that's where a lot of them go wrong. That's why I end up breaking up. You go into rampage mode. You find ways to throw back the nasty word with nasty words if he says something you don't like. A lot of you are like that. Seen it, heard it, experienced it myself. You attack the messenger and don't listen to the message. Even if he says it in the best of, intent. So for that reason, you have told men just exactly what you want to hear to tell you exactly what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. You tell them. You ladies have done that. How many women? I know some of you are in a relationship. I can only speak for myself. Karen say I can only speak to myself. I can take constructive criticism. Karen, I'm glad you said that because I'm about to ask you this question. How many of you who has been in relationship, if you're not in a relationship now, or is married now, or in a current flourishing relationship, how many of you, even when you're dating a guy, say to the man, I want to hear the most unvarnished truth that you have concerning me and our relationship? How many of you? And you say to him, as long as it doesn't leave this house, as long as it helps us become better couple, as long as it stays between us. What am I doing wrong? How can I be a better person to you? Tell me what you need from me. How many of you actually have done that? and say, I do, and you lied. Really? I wonder why he would lie to you, Anne. If you tell him it's okay, there's no wrong or right answers. You have to make him comfortable to know that it's okay, that he can tell you anything. I have talked to enough women to know that I have never heard. You guys are the first. Jamil says me. She has done that. I rarely have heard any woman actually ask that question, and whether it comes to demand, and say this is a part of our relationship, the pinnacle of our relationship. It is our mantra of our relationship that you be honest and tell me everything, even if you think it's gonna hurt my feelings. They will say nothing. You're good. Yeah, they're lying to you. I'm sorry. Any man will tell you say you're perfect and you're good, at they're lying. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. I just gave you a nugget that you can take with you in every relationship. Any man that tell you there's nothing that you need to change about yourself or better yourself, run. Because that man is susceptible to hurting you. That man doesn't love you. And that's what you should tell him. You can't absolutely love me if you think I'm perfect and there's nothing that I need to change or better myself with. Absolutely, Karen. Thank you. You can't. And I say it all the time. If a man tells you you're perfect and there's nothing about you that needs to change, and it's okay, everything, then you need to find yourself another man, because that man is going to hurt you eventually. He's gonna lie to you. He's gonna have this deep-seated thing in his head about what is really wrong with you. It gets worse, and then he's gonna find somebody else. See, these are the things that we talk about that we don't want to talk about, that I talk about rather, that most women don't want to hear or they don't talk about. Demand it from your significant other. And if you're dating, let him know that this is a very important part of our relationship and I demand it. Now, are there times that if he can tell you, listen, let me put it this way. If he cannot tell you everything that bothers you without holding it against him, first of all, you're not a perfect mate. You're a mate holding on a temporary position until he finds a next woman. If you accept that, just to make you know that straight up. If you accept him saying that everything is perfectly fine, no, there's no problem. No. Like, and say him lie. If you lie and say you're fine, you're in a temporary position and you're going to be replaced. Men only lie for two reasons, and it's to get a peace and to protect the peace. Why should he have this? Why should he do this in this kind of modern society where we have changed? I mean, can't we now change the way we do things? I mean, can we just be honest about everything? There's a lot of women out there, that will take the honesty and go, yeah, they're not gonna like it, but they will try to better themselves. It might hurt, but it's better it hurt this way, with true transparency, than the alternative of him completely being disloyal, completely being unfaithful, and completely betraying you in the end. Which is the pain you prefer? Choose your poison. It's time for us men also to stop protecting the peace. It's time for you to bring her the peace. The only time I will allow a man to lie to a woman is to bring the peace. What do I mean by that? The only time a man should lie to a woman is to bring her peace. Is to say, everything is fine, don't worry about me, let me cater to you. Are you okay? That's the only way I'll accept a man lying. Lying should not be a part of any relationship, period. You're supposed to have a partner where you can tell her, say, yeah, your breath stink this morning, still in my girl, go brush your teeth. Or she say, hey, you need to cut them toenails there. You juke me out of bed 3 times. You need, here's a nail clipper. My girl, you have far too much underneath the sheet. You have your own sheet. Me want my own sheet. And me don't want to do your sheet, because whatever you eat today, now work with me. Honesty. Transparency. A guy today at my job was flirting with me. I had to tell him that I have a husband, and he just won't take no for an answer. Baby, I handled it, but I just want you to be aware. Sweetheart, I'm a very sexual, very intimate human being. You and I are not getting it on as we used to. Before it even gets to the point where it's in an issue, is there something we can do? Do I need to be more romantic? Is that what's missing? Do I need to be more caring? Is there something I can do to make our relationship better? Transparent. That's transparency. That's what's missing. And I try to encourage men, cut the bullshit, cut the crap. Sorry for cursing, ladies and gentlemen. I try to keep it PG. But that's missing and lacking in our daily lives. I'm going to leave you with one person. Her name is Nikki Giovanni, having a conversation with James Baldwin. By the way, Karen says, if a woman is a man's peace, lying should not be a part of the equation. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. Thank you, Karen. You're absolutely right. I don't understand the lie thing. The lie thing on me. My wife will tell you I'm too honest. I'm very honest. Most times if you ask me stuff out of the street, I'll be honest with you too. Unless I know none of your business, then we're not telling nothing. But for the most part, I am a huge... Anybody who met me and talked to me long enough knows I'm a big proponent of being honest, straightforward, and deal with it as it go along and get along. It's the only way to move forward. There are things between my wife and I that if I wasn't honest, would have gone long time. We should have been broken up long time. I don't even know how we're hanging on a string. But the honesty, and I pull it out of her if I have to. Because she's a woman. She's going to lie to herself, and she's going to try to protect me by talking to herself and telling me something I don't want to hear. But I have to pull it out of her. And I have to be honest with her. And that's honesty, I can tell you, is the reason why we're still together. Most people who know me know that Neil is sometimes in chat too much. but he's honest and he's straightforward. And what you see is what you get. You know, I get nothing less, but you know, I get nothing more if I don't think you deserve it. But it should be the basis. It should be the base and the structure, the foundation of all your relationships. And you should demand it and demand nothing less. The only time a man should lie to a woman is to bring her peace. And like I said, I'm going to play this clip from Miss Giovanni, Nikki Giovanni, speaking to James Baldwin years ago.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course. Of
All right,
course
I
you lie to
accept
me.
that.
Because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, you know, fake it with me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man?
Gentlemen, males, black males, Jamaican men, it's time for us to be better, do better. Women, it's time for you to be accountable. I have a few things that I always say. Marks, men, follow the marks, match our efforts, always be honest, respect our time, keep your word. And when you do all of that, you stay consistent. Women, for you to have and keep a man happy, honest, and truthful to you, be feminine. This is what we're looking for. Be agreeable. Be cooperative. And stay sexy. Stay sexy don't mean slim. It don't mean fat. It just means know what your man wants and carry yourself accordingly. Once we do that, we'll be on the path to true happiness, whatever that may be. And we can save a lot of families, a lot of destructive families out there families that have been destroyed because of misunderstanding, lack of truth, lack of transparency. That's what my platform is here, because I've seen the changes over the years and I've been trying to talk about it. And this platform have given me the opportunity to do so. So I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with you this message. Hope to see you next week at 8 p.m. Right now, next I'm going on IG for IG Live, where we're going to have interaction. Everybody can come on and talk. If you're on IG, come on and share your stories. Come on and be there. Share. Please share. A Real Deal Chat with Neil. Okay, you have the share button. Just share it. Okay, I am also on YouTube live right now. For those who have the phone, we can watch YouTube and do other things. I would really appreciate any support I can get. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Jamil. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, my wife, Anna, to being a great support system for giving me this way of sending a message out. And I want to thank you for joining, and I wish you my kind of happiness. See you next week at 8 p.m. Those of you who are going on IG, go ahead and there. If you're not subscribe on YouTube, please go on my YouTube and just click on the subscribe and notification bell. I would really appreciate the support. I've tried to support a lot of people over the years, and I'm hoping to get the same results in return. And I wish you my kind of happiness, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, and thank you for joining A Real Deal Chat with Neil. Bless you. Big up in every aspect. Bye.